Hi everyone, so today I'm going to do a best of brands. Well, it's going to be, I guess, part of a series that I'll just kind of randomly put up, but best of the brand, and I'm going to do NARS today. And this was requested by, well, sort of by Julia R, who wanted to kind of see like a best of brands type video, but in love for J-K-pop. Wanted to see a NARS, what NARS products I recommend. So I kind of combined both of their suggestions or requests into one. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do today. And I just so happened to do my whole look. Oh wait, okay. Good, we got lips on now. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. My look is brought to you by NARS today. I figure since I'm talking about the brand that I might as well use their products. So, as you guys know, it's no secret that I love NARS. I did a video on my first visit to the Melrose Boutique when I was living in Los Angeles, and, you know, what a great experience that I had, and, you know, to be honest with you, like, I think the first time I ever really shopped at Sephora, like, had my first shopping trip at Sephora, it was definitely January of, I think, 3 years ago, and one of the first products I ever bought from Sephora was the NARS Orgasm Blush. You know, and then I bought Laguna like a few weeks later. It was just, you know, because they had such hype behind them on YouTube, and, you know, after experiencing them, I can definitely see why. So like I said, it's no secret that I love NARS. I do have to mention I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form. I don't think I have enough recognition for them to even give two thoughts about me, but when I did, and if you want to watch the video on my experience at the boutique, and, you know, I talk about the manager who's so nice, and but it's just a brand that I really kind of look up to because they have his view, Francois's view on beauty is sort of similar to my own, or I think I adopted a lot of my views on beauty from him because he was such an apparent person and influence on me from the beginning. And, you know, he just believes in, you know, it's makeup, it's fun, it should be fun, and, you know, it doesn't have to be so serious, and that, you know, inner confidence is the best thing that you can have. But then again, NARS does create a lot of really cool products that you can, you know, really change your look up with, and I think that's really great. So I wanted to just mention the products that I loved. So I think above anything else, if you are going to buy NARS products, buy NARS eyeshadows. And I'm saying that from someone who, I feel like I have a good amount of eyeshadow, and NARS are the best that I've ever used. They're so great, so pigmented, they have a lot of really unique shades, and the consistency of them is so blendable, so pigmented, so smooth, and you really feel like you are getting every cent of what you paid for them, because a single eyeshadow is $24, that's a blush, is $24, so it is quite pricey, but if they are of good quality and they work wonderfully across the board, then I really can't complain. So this is what a single eyeshadow looks like. Small like this. Mind you, I am a man, so everything in my hands is going to look extra small. But they look like this. It has a little mirror in it, which I think is really cute. Not really practical, but it's a thought. It's the thought that counts. This is a Night Porter, which is a shade that I've loved since I saw it years ago, and I finally just recently got it, and that's the shade I'm wearing on my upper lash line. So I love that one. I also really love Outremer, which I can't even believe this is how Julie and I, like, this is how I knew she was subscribed to me, because she told me the correct way to pronounce it, because I was calling it Outremer. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a girl that I watch, oh my god, because I didn't recognize her screen name at first. So yeah, this eyeshadow brought Julie and I together. So, and it's looking a little bit lighter in my camera. It's looking a little bit lighter and more turquoise, but this is a true royal blue with a like tiny hint of cobalt. It's really, really beautiful. I've never found another shadow or shade anywhere that looks like this does. And, you know, it's a matte, so it is kind of dry, and you do have to kind of pack it on top of a white eyeliner, but it's wonderful, and I love it. And, you know, I think it's amazing of them to do something like that. Mekong is a great shade. They describe it as like a espresso infused with gold, like shot with gold sparkle, and that's exactly what it looks like. It's a very dark blackened brown, and the sparkle only shows up sometimes, but the pigment on this is insane. Let me show you just... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Everything, NARS eyeshadows definitely swatch better, or they don't swatch as good as they work in practice with a brush. Outremer. So, and New York is one that I think they only sell at boutiques, and Allison, the manager, told me that it's one of Francois's favorites, and I can definitely see why. I think it's quite versatile, and it's a beautiful shade. I love these types of shades so much. It's a beautiful, dusty, kind of dark, plummy rose, and this is great for doing like a warm, smoky eye. You could also use this as a blush if you have a deeper skin tone, if you kind of want something that's gonna look really subtle, but kind of add a little bit of interesting warmth. It's also kind of interesting to contour with, which I've done before. And the duos, I really love duos. I wish I would get more of them. I have more singles than I do duos, but my favorite duo ever, one of my favorite eyeshadows ever, is the Alhambra duo, which is a nice light gold, champagne gold, and a champagne rose mist, I think is what they call it. And these are both really beautiful. And this is one of the few shades of pink that I actually like, which says a lot because I'm not a pink fan. Cleo is beautiful. I love Cleo so much, and I described this as a tarnished turquoise, and they, like, I think the Narcissist Twitter account like retweeted it or something. I was like, oh my god. And then this nice light blue. I love this shade. This is one of my favorite colors just in general, of, like, you know, when people ask me what my favorite color is, it's very similar to something like this. So the light blue and that tarnished turquoise. And then the Ramatuelle trio. I think it's how you pronounce it, Ramatuelle. And this came out with the, I think this was like a fall collection or something 2 years ago or a year ago. And this is really interesting as well. It's got a matte apricot, a nice like light peach, like a, almost like a, if you were imagining like white gold but white peach, and a beautiful light silver. The only shade in here that could use a little bit of work is the matte apricot, but it's okay. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. NARS eyeshadows are great across the board, I think. They have very interesting colors, they have a really wide shade range, and I think the really cool thing about the brand is when single eyeshadows or duo eyeshadows, unless they state otherwise, which is hardly ever, they add them to the permanent collection. So even though this came out during fall 2010, you can still get this. And, you know, it's not like something that you fall in love with and then you can't ever get your hands on ever again, especially if it's something like a lip gloss or a lipstick that you absolutely love and then can't get your hands on afterward. So if you're going to try one thing from the brand, it's the eyeshadows. And also the And God Created the Woman set. I don't know if this is still available, but pick this up immediately. And then, just coincidentally, I love their eyeshadows, and the only primer that I've ever found that works truly wonders on my eyes is the Pro Prime Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. And I can't, you know, I've used other ones, and, you know, I'm not going to talk down about other ones, but this truly keeps my eyeshadows from creasing. I find that other ones just, they're too thin, and this is a thicker consistency, but that doesn't make it difficult to blend, that doesn't make it too pasty or anything like that, but it truly does make everything stay put, and it makes everything apply a lot more vibrantly and a lot smoother. Another thing I love is their larger than life eyeliners. I only have 2 of them, but I do plan on expanding my collection, possibly the nude one and maybe the black one. The black one's supposed to be good. I have Madison Avenue, which is a really interesting gray, because it's kind of a cool gray. It's like cool, I don't know. It's a very interesting kind of bluish gray. And these are, honestly, when they say long wearing, they're not lying. Another one that I have is Barrow Street, which is what I'm wearing on my waterline, which is a mint, which I've never seen before from any other company. And the fact that it's this formula means it will last a long time. So there's the mint. You just have to be careful though, because even though these look like a pencil, if you stick them in a sharpener, you're going to ruin it. It does come with a little sharpener on the end of the cap. So that's something to keep in mind. And they do get dull quite easily because they are soft, but they're on the drier side. So just know that they're not going to feel like smooth butter or Urban Decay 24/7 liners. They are on the drier side, but because of that, they last a lot longer because they don't have as much slip to them. Yet another eye product that I love is, or actually a tool, is the eyelash curler. The only eyelash curler I have used so far that I love and I feel like works effectively on my eyelashes, and it's matte black and it's really classic and beautiful looking. I just love to look at this. Kind of nicked it up a little bit on the handle, but yeah, I love this. And it comes with a replacement pad. 20 bucks for this too. Not bad. Laguna, the Laguna bronzer, I absolutely love. I used a little bit of that on like my temples. And you know, this is, if you want a bronzer with a little bit of sheen or a little bit of shimmer, I feel like this is the one to get. Because it's beautiful. It doesn't look muddy, it doesn't look too orange. The little sheen sits nicely on the skin and it's just absolutely beautiful and I love it. And this, I had this for quite a while. The Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer is what I'm wearing today and I absolutely love this. The one complaint I have is there's a lot of indiscrepancy in between the shades. This is medium 1, which is St. Moritz, and then in the Sheer Glow foundation, which again is another absolute love, this is medium 1 Punjab. And these two, you can even see from here, like in the little window here, these are not the same color at all. I've never used the Sheer Matte, but I love the Sheer Glow, and I feel like anyone can use the Sheer Glow. It's not as glowy as the name would suggest. It is more of a, like a nice satin finish. The reason that NARS packaging is in this matte black, is in a matte black container, and you know, it does show fingerprints quite easily, and they can tend to look messy right after you take them out of the box. But it is created with this rubberized packaging to protect it in case it falls. It decreases the intensity of the impact when it hits the floor. So it's utilitarian, really, when you think about it. I mean, and I love that everything, like all the stuff is designed to look the same, and it's all very consistent, very minimal, which is what I prefer when it comes to my packaging. I really want everything to, you know, have purpose, but also look really just classic and clean and simple. Also, you know, if I do have a complaint though, it's that there's no window on the eyeshadows, so, you know, how am I supposed to tell what all of these are, you know? So I do store them backwards so you can see the name. And I do wish sometimes they would label like the finish of this, of the eyeshadow or whatever it is on the product. I think that's kind of a nice thing when companies do that, but you know, I'm not complaining. I can obviously deal with it. I love their pencil sharpener because it's got a large well and a small well, and you can remove this little doohickey, this retainer, if you will, for an even larger pencil. Definitely NARS eyeshadows. Those are I think the brand's strongest thing that they have are their eyeshadows and their foundations. So definitely, hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully this is what you guys were wanting to see, who recommended or suggested it or requested it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye.